Would you rather watch your parents have sex every day for a year or join in once to make them stop? Speaking of parents, we got any parents in the audience?
Yeah.
Yeah. You love your kids?
Yeah.
Of course you do. It's not like I asked we got any pieces of shit in the audience. I'm a parent, I have 2 girls. I only get them every other weekend, so I kind of have some pressure to make sure that weekend matters. Plus I pay a ton in child support, so now I have to really get my money's worth. Right? So it's like, hey girl, we're going to the park, don't care how tired you are. Swing higher. You see that kid? Swing higher. You call this macaroni art? This is macaroni shit. You step up the game, baby girl. I got 2 Mexicans said it'd be my kids for a quarter of the price. It's probably a good thing that they're not always going to be with me, because when it comes to the drug talk, it might turn into the drug seminar. It looks, when you've got something to do, you do cocaine to get it done. You do weed to enjoy it. You do weed before, it doesn't get done. Remember, tomorrow's lesson, shrooms, not just for pizza anymore. I just want to say those are jokes. I love my children. I would never advocate their drug use. And the reason I say that is if my ex ever sees this, I don't know if it's admissible in court. But I do think they should legalize drugs. I don't just mean weed, I mean all the drugs. Fuck it. Crack, heroin. You don't know anybody that doesn't do crack today because it's illegal. Think about that. There's no oppressed crackhead after they legalize that shit almost. There's nobody leaving their cushy job and going home. They go to the study, they open the desk drawer, there's a 16-year-old bottle of scotch. They go, I'm drinking that when my son graduates. Right next to it's a faded $10 bill. My dad gave me that 10 when he's on his deathbed. He said, son, one day you're going to use this 10 to buy that rock. I wish he was here to smoke it with me. Doesn't happen. Heroin. Well, I never really wanted to tie off a vein, stab myself with a used needle, and ruin my life and possibly all my friends' lives. But it's like it's a new day. Let's chase that dragon. Doesn't happen. But what I do think they should do is when everybody graduates college or graduates high school, before they go to college, they should be given either a sheet of acid or a bag of peyote or some shrooms, and they should go on a camping trip. What the Indians called was a spirit journey. Because if they do that, and they go out to like Grand Canyon and they trip balls for 10 days, I guarantee we'll have less violence, less war, I don't know, less asshole bankers. It's like, hey Amber, were you going to go and get that business degree? No, I'm going to raise awareness for the plight of indigenous women in third world countries by making plaster casts in my vagina. Way to go, Amber. Actually, we'll have less politicians that are completely retarded. There's actually people in this country that believe the world is 6,000 years old and man lived with dinosaurs. And some of them are elected officials. And so they don't do things about like climate change because they think Jesus is coming back in their lifetime. Marinate on that for a minute. Because when I was younger, my biological father ran out on me and my mom. And it only took me a couple weeks. Now that motherfucker wasn't coming back. And I was only like 3 years old. These people have had 2,000 years. Get up. Just let it go. Jesus didn't run to the Circle K to buy lottery tickets. I don't care what your mama told you. I tried to slow clap. Speaking of the Bible, I'm just going to go off the rails right here. There's a lot of dumb shit in the Bible. Okay, everybody refers to like the book of Leviticus to say that gay sex is going to ruin the world. But there's some other stuff in there. Like the fact that if you have a field, you can't put 2 different kinds of seeds in the field. So if you have a garden and you're growing cucumbers and tomatoes, you might as well be out having butt sex. And so you can't have clothes of 2 different kinds of material. So if your uniform has a poly-cotton blend, you guessed it, butt sex. Pop quiz, what's not in the Bible? Unicorns, giants, talking snakes, talking donkeys, or kangaroos. Kangaroos. Talking donkeys are in the Bible. Who knew that Shrek was a biblical tale? some of y'all are a little iffy on the Bible's full of shit kind of thing. I figure if you're going to go to hell, you might as well ride first class. Hell's a dry heat anyway. I'm not really worried about it. To end on this, a buddy of mine called me the other day. He's been seeing this girl. And they had a scare because she was a few days late on her period. That happens. Well, the next day, I wish I was making this up. I really do. The next day, she got hit by a car. I said, well, how is she? She's like, well, she's in the hospital, and she's got internal bleeding in her abdomen. I'm like, well, on the bright side, no baby. So the irony of that is he dodged a bullet because she couldn't dodge a car. And that's all I got. I'm not going to wait for 6 likes. I'm going to go on. That was awesome.
Woo!
Shit. Well, are you all enjoying yourselves so